Okay, welcome to this one, friends. In this one, we're going to learn how to impose two conditions. So we'll learn how to select only a couple columns as we've done before, but then we'll also restrict our results in terms of the rows or records that we show. All right, so let's type here, use my dbase, go. And now let's type the following. So select star from, that means of course all of the columns. So select star from table 1 underscore, like that. That's easy enough, we've done that. Let's run that bit first. Hit execute. There it goes. So ID, John, President, and so on. Simple. All right. So remember, we're beginning by selecting all of the columns. At the next stage, we want to restrict the output so that, for example, we select only this record here, record number 2. So how can we do that? We can use a new clause that looks like this. You can say where ID equals 2. That's it. Simple. So I use my dbase, go select a star means all the columns from table 1, and then where ID equals 2. So you're going to select that row. And only that row will show. Take a look. All right, so execute that. And that's all it's showing. See? Only Mary, Vice President, is showing. That's it. Now, besides doing just that, there are other things that you can do. So take a look here. Imagine you want to show where the row ID is 2, or maybe where it's 3. So how do you do that? You simply type OR, and then you just type the second ID. So ID, for example, equals 3. That's it. So really basic stuff here. All right, let's take a look at the difference. So hit execute, and now you've got the row with the second ID showing, and you've got the row with ID 3 showing. And of course, if you want, you can restrict the columns still. So you can, for example, say name, comma, and title. Just like that. So look at the difference this time. Run that. And it says name, Mary, title, Vice President. That's it. So I'm going to go over this in a little more detail. You might think that when you look at this, that the select runs first, the from runs next, and the where runs next. But that's not how it actually executes. The logical execution of a query is basically the one that happens clause by clause. So the select is a clause, from is a clause, where is a clause. Remember, the purpose of the where is to filter out records that you don't want, as an example. Okay? So it takes this form. I'm going to put these as follows. 2. First, from grabs the table. Then after that, at the next stage, where selects the records you want. And that makes sense, right? Because if you can select records and filter out or filter away a lot of records, it's better. That means it's more powerful and it's faster. You're processing less data. It's better that way. And lastly, at the end, select grabs the columns. So this is how this theoretically executes. This is the logical execution of a query. Even if you read it from left to right, it's not, theoretically speaking, how it's actually performed as a sequence of actions. Keep that in mind, okay? And that's it. So please remember, in the lesson resources, I have some pictures where this is illustrated in additional details, step by step. And I'll leave it at that.